So yesterday was a pretty bumpy ride for XRP, for Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market, but let's discuss exactly what is going on today because there is some stuff that I think you might not believe what Donald Trump is doing. Plus, I want to discuss my personal trades because yesterday we did shake things up a little bit and I want to keep you guys up to date with exactly what I'm doing, my opinions on the market and how I'm seeing all of this. And just before we go further, I want to remind you that this video is based solely on my opinion and what I'm personally doing in this market. I want to also let you know that some of the links below are affiliate links, meaning I may earn a commission, but this will be at no extra cost to you. This content is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy sitting in his room. So taking a look at the XRP chart, you can see similarly to Bitcoin that we came down, we retested previous low and liquidity zones, previous lows, support zones, and now we are starting to bounce off. The last 2 days have been green after this pullback here, which you can see is actually identical to exactly what happened with Bitcoin. That's why I base my trading thesis off what happens with Bitcoin. So the news and the macro affects Bitcoin normally, and then that move on Bitcoin affects the altcoins like XRP, and that's how I'm trading. So yesterday we actually didn't do anything with the XRP trade, but recently we did manage to bolster the position on the way down. So we actually brought our average open price down to $2.12, which is great to see. Now yesterday we were in a red position right here. I had lost money technically on the trade, but it was unrealized. I left it. I didn't do anything. I just sat on my hands because I was expecting a bounce, and now we're in about a 6% gain on that trade. So great to see. This is now a profitable trade for myself, and I'm waiting for a push to the upside. Why do I think a push to the upside is going to happen? Because I still think that Bitcoin is going to break this resistance here and head higher. Now, I understand that as a trader, I need to be prepared for both sides. So I don't know if Bitcoin will go up or down from here for sure. My bias is bullish, but as a good trader and how I want to be in this market, I need to expect all things to happen basically, right? So what I'm looking for here is Bitcoin to break about 104, 105K. And if it doesn't, I would expect us to come down to retest this $100,000 region and then bounce off there. If we do not bounce off there and we lose that, then I'm watching 98, 92, 88, and about the low 80s, right? That's what I'm looking for Bitcoin to hold this longer term uptrend, right? Higher highs, higher lows. You can just really zoom out and see this is a higher high, this is still a higher low, and then this is just a higher high, and then that's what I'd want to really hold for us to continue this big rally to the upside. Really, if you zoom out, you can see that would still hold it intact. So that's what I'm looking for in the bullish side of things, and if we then start to lose that, of course, I have to flip my bias. I have to expect there to be more bearish action, which of course I'll keep you guys up to date. Now, we're focusing on XRP for this video. And yeah, we got a nice little bit of profit there on my trade, $2.17 on XRP. I want to break about $2.35. That's what I'm looking at for the similar thing that I was telling you over on Bitcoin. So I'm looking for a break of about $2.35 for us to be in more of a bullish point for XRP. Right now, I think is simple accumulation, and it's great to see it holding above $2. My thesis is I could expect this to go as low, you know, as at least here, $1.50 or $1.60 here, and bounce and still be really in a bullish uptrend for the time being. Now, it's a little bit uncertain what XRP will do. I think people are still a little bit worried about the SEC and the case and all of that stuff. So we got a little bit of uncertainty flowing around. I think we're going to get some certainty on that in the next couple of weeks. So I'll keep you guys up to date there. But on the point of Donald Trump, right, he is right now raising up to $12 billion in order to buy crypto, which is absolutely wild. He's also saying that he might fire, or he's looking for his replacement for the Fed chair very soon, trying to replace Jerome Powell. So this is all crazy. I'm pretty sure that the president doesn't have the ability to do this, but maybe he does. Let's see what happens here. And I think if Jerome Powell got replaced, I think this would be in the short term appear to be bullish for the market, and it in turn would increase valuations. But I don't know if it would be bullish in the long term, because I think Jerome Powell is actually trying to look after the economy. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. Now, on top of all of this, we have the SEC, that same SEC that's run by Jerome Powell, approving NASDAQ Crypto US Settlement Price Index, which includes XRP, along with Solana, Cardano, and XLM. This is big because the SEC signals that these alts have strong liquidity and reliable pricing, removes key obstacles for spot ETF approvals, which we're looking for with XRP, and follows the Bitcoin Ethereum precedent. Alt ETFs will likely be within 12 months, hopefully, from this information. So that's what we can hope from this, and this is massive news. Of course, if we get an XRP ETF, it could bring a lot of liquidity in, but you need to study how Ethereum's ETF worked, how Bitcoin's ETF worked, were there ups, were there downs, what's happening. That's what we need to study in order to understand this. But the news of that event could push the price up. And if that pushes the price up, guess what I'll be doing? Taking profits from my leverage trade here. This is how I trade. I got XRP in my spot bag that I'm quietly accumulating on pullbacks. And I have my XRP in my leverage bag, which when we get a big push to the upside, hopefully on a news like an XRP ETF approval, when we push to the upside, I'm taking profits out of that. And that way I can keep my emotion out of my trading when it comes to my spot bag. So if you guys do want to trade, there is a link to Blowfin down there in the description. This is one of the exchanges that I personally use. You can trade on the spot market, the futures market, and of course copy trading. I'm personally copy trading on Blowfin right now, and if we go and check, we can see that actually yesterday when we did this update, there were some losses, but you can see it's now reopened some Bitcoin trades here. Those are in a profit right now. The trade history, nice profits here so far. Of course, I'm using my own money here. There is absolutely no guarantee. I don't know what will happen next. I don't know where this will go, but I'm risking it because the risk to reward here for the diversification of my portfolio seems good for the way I want to trade. So if you do want to check this out, you want to check out the spot market, the futures market on Blowfin, or you want to potentially copy trade the algorithm that I'm following, the affiliate link to this, my affiliate link to Blowfin will be down there in the description. Please make sure you do your own research and you know the risks involved. So far, I'm doing okay profitable wise. Here we've made over $10,000, but we have to wait to see how this will sustain throughout the ups and the downs of the market. But I'm pretty excited about this right now. And remember with Blowfin, they have some awesome XRP bonuses, but only if you follow my affiliate link down there in the description. Now, on top of this news, we also do have some companies raising even more money for buying Bitcoin, right? We got Strategy, $1 billion. We got Meta Planet, another $5.4 billion, which is absolutely wild. And we got Michael Saylor saying he's getting more bullish on his $13 million Bitcoin price forecast. So in my opinion, I think we're sitting very nicely here. And I know people are very frustrated about the price action of XRP. All I can say is you need to go out and do your own research and figure out where you think it will go. But for me personally, I think this is an accumulation phase. I think that it's very clear that we're in a Bitcoin season, so no one cares about altcoins. There's not really much liquidity to flow into altcoins given the macro landscape, and right now it's evident that we're in the same sort of place that we are normally before a push into an alt season. That's not to say there definitely will be one, or it'll be like the ones before, or XRP will move, yada yada, I don't know. But what I do know is whenever we've been in this Bitcoin season, people are bearish on altcoins. But those are normally the times that I should have positioned more heavily into altcoins. Now, it's completely up to you what you guys do, but this is what I'm seeing in the market. And I'm actually relatively bullish given how the macro is looking, given how Bitcoin is looking, and given the price of a lot of these assets that I think can substantially move to the upside. These are the ones right now that I'm betting on. And of course, you guys are welcome to do your own research. Hopefully I've provided some value today, guys. If you do want to trade on Blowfin, remember my affiliate links are down there in the description, and you can get up to $200 in XRP, but only if you follow those links in the description. With that said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.